Beautiful souls, Sarava Axe to you. How are you today? It is so nice to be looking into your beautiful smiling faces. I know it's been a little while. It's been a couple of days, in fact. It actually feels like it's been months, to be perfectly honest, because I went from doing daily vlogs to just no videos at all. Excuse me, itchy nose. And the reason for that is because many of you know I celebrated my 40th birthday and then went away over the weekend, which was incredible. I knocked something off my bucket list, which was to hike a portion of the walls of Jerusalem National Park, which is sort of in the Great Western Tiers of Tasmania. It's been a place that's been on my bucket list for well over 10 years. So I was stoked, absolutely stoked to be able to do that. It was every bit as rewarding, grueling, and just amazing as I thought that it would be. Hello, how are you? So I'm standing out here in my property. Look at this beautiful place. Oh, hang on. Let me just fix this because I'm holding it weirdly. I was holding there we go. Look, there we are. That's where I am. And yeah, I'm slightly in the shade because the sun's gonna like do its thing there. Anywho, I am just feeling so electric at the moment. And I know that I've missed out on a few vlogs and things like that, but it was my son's birthday yesterday. So it's my birthday and then a week later it's my little boy's. And so I went from my birthday, my birthday celebration, birthday trip, Mother's Day, of course. My birthday sometimes lands on Mother's Day. And then this week's been preparing for my son's 6th birthday, as well as doing like really boring stuff like finalizing my tax and doing that kind of stuff. So I just haven't been in like a really creative mind space for YouTube because I've had so much going on at home and things like that. But I'm starting to feel it coming back, and something bizarre happened. I usually do an altar change for the Sabbaths. And I did on the day of Samhain, I did an altar change and I didn't complete it. I literally stopped the altar change on like, I think my husband's coming home with my child. Oh my gosh. I don't know what happened. Can anyone hear me, see me? Am I audible at the moment? Oh, that's great. Sorry about that. I was moving between, I have 2 separate Wi-Fis here on the property. One is up here in my office and the other is down at my cabin. And so I was moving between 2 at that time. I should have just disabled it. Nevertheless, where was I? That's right. I went to change my altar. I didn't complete it. And then I left it halfway through. And then I went away. And then I came back on the Sunday. And then the first thing that I did on the Monday was to redo my shelves. Look behind me. I've redone my shelves. Look how tidy they are. And then I redid my altar. And I have 2 separate magical workings going and not lit yet. So yeah, full on, actually really quite full on. But yeah, I wanted to check in because it feels like it's been absolutely ages. And it hasn't. It's actually only been about a week, to be perfectly honest. I went from doing daily vlogs to no vlogging at all, and I still don't know if I'm going to go back to daily vlogs yet. I loved doing daily vlogs. I may do daily vlogs. Can you please show us your altar setup ideas? I suppose I could. Ideas? Yeah, I suppose I could. I mean, I'll show you, I'll see if I can switch the camera around so that you can see my altar, and I'll take you through it. So this is what happened, right? There is a light half and there is a dark half. And it just happened that way. There is a dragon in the center. There is my working candle there, witch's runes, crystal grid, that kind of business. Off to the side here, I've got a semi-devotional to Emanja, and she has her crystal grids and some of her stones and a little Book of Shadows artwork that came in one of the witch's noons that I keep in the corner over there. And then over here, I have Insa. And then I have a full forest raven's feather, cauldron, smoky quartz obsidian, dark amethyst, jet, tourmaline. And then I have crow claw and some Magickal witch's bottle. It's all sort of more Samhain, darker magics. Not darker as in Maleficent, Malefica. It's just more darker shadow type of magic. And then I have the tarot decks that I'm working with. I just switched it up. I haven't had quite this many on this tiny table. This is what I would call a tiny table. Like I went from having a full dining room table to this tiny table. I have over here my favorite Samhain deck, and this is the Moriel. And then I've put away Soul Cards 1 and bought out Soul Cards 2. And then I have the, what is it called? The Heal Yourself reading cards, which I've just got to show you guys this because these cards are absolutely beautiful. Why is this up? Is it upside down? Is the whole deck upside down? No, it's not. Like, look at this. Sorry for the glare, but just look at that. Isn't she beautiful? Like it's kind of my artwork, I must admit. I love this type of artwork. Very, very pretty. And really magical and just eye-catching. And the book that comes with this is really great. I must admit, look at this one. Isn't it awesome? Oh, yes. Such great, great images and really great keywords. So that is the altar. I know it's not very distinguished, but if you look at it from this perspective, there we go. Now you get a bit more of a fuller view. Grids and hoodoo oils and little herbs scattered about the place. There we go. That's a pendulum board over there. This is my obsidian spirit pendulum, which is what I primarily use in spirit work. It's one of my oldies but a goldie. And over here, a good selection of crystals, and just like that one's ready to work. That's a little candle magic. That one there too. It's carved up, it's ready to work. That one's just working. That's in the middle of it. That's a bit of honey. That's on that. I had to, of course, go and touch it. All right, so yeah, I'm busy creating that little altar. It was always going to feel a little bit different, and because I left it halfway in the middle, it changed its vibe, which I thought was very fitting for Samhain, which is the season that we're in at the moment, or the Sabbath season that we're in, more to the point. And what I love about that is that Samhain is all about the veil and the liminal spaces and the other life and the other worlds and divination and the dark half and the crone, the goddess. And there's so much to Samhain. The spirits of our ancestors are a huge thing. And we're actually reading in the Magickal Library, which is my Patreon book club at the moment, Communing with Ancestors by Raven Grimacy. And it is a mind-blowing read, I must admit. I'm only like chapters in, and it's so nourishing. It's so nourishing. And yeah, so that's where my mind has been. And the fact that my altar kind of got split into two, like one half is light, one half is dark, is quite symbolic in its own way. So I've got really sticky fingers now. So there we have it. I just wanted to drop in here real quick and check in with you all and let you know that I'm still here. I've just been very, very busy behind the scenes, just with family stuff and doing that kind of thing. It's a good time, solar return stuff, and the growing phase of the moon. So there's a lot of magic in the air, and I've been capitalizing. I did some of my black candle work on the early lunar phase, and then most recently when I set up the rest of my altar, I did the purple candle work. And I feel like I could have another candle going here, actually. I need a bigger table, I really do. I will get one soon, a much bigger table, in fact. So there we have it. I don't know when you're going to be seeing like a succession of videos from me just yet. I've got quite a few readings to get through and a bit of Patreon content stuff to create. And that's been really exciting over there because we're exploring the crystal elements, and that's always a really fun subject to delve into, and that's for Coven. And then we've got a book club going, Card Slinger Tia. I have just edited a beautiful unboxing of the Blood, Bread and Roses tarot, and it's a new deck that was sent to me for review. I've had it for a little while and I felt like the time was right to really open it up and do the things with it. So that'll be coming up on YouTube as well, because the creator sent me the deck, and I will therefore be sharing it not only on Patreon, but that one will also come out on YouTube. So been busy over there, and I'm just looking at creating something a little bit more robust. Now, the last live stream that I did, I had a few ask me to do what is it called? Advice for beginner witches. Now, or guidance for beginner witches. There's already a YouTuber out there that's doing something called Advice for Beginner Witches, so of course I'm not going to jump on that. And I just got my next month's Antiquity and Witch box, and it is online, and that's nice. Many asked for that type of beginner witchcraft thing, and I've looked high and low on the internet, on YouTube specifically, for that stuff, and what I see is the same stuff. I've been looking at the same stuff. The advice, while presented differently, is in essence the same, and it is very much geared towards neo-paganism. So I would like to be able to offer something for those who are interested in more traditional forms of witchcraft or non-neo-pagan forms of witchcraft. Of course, I will honor neo-pagan witchcraft as well. So I have been putting down some notes, and I would like to do a succession of videos because I don't believe that one video is sufficient. And so I would like to be able to offer a little bit of a playlist of videos to explore for those who really want to get their teeth into the practice of witchcraft, but are a little bit overwhelmed by everything that is available at one's fingertips these days that pertains to the subject of witchcraft. So it is something that I want to do justice to, because there's a lot of crap to sift through sometimes when you are on the internet, and especially when you're new to the craft. I can honestly say that it has pained me in the past. I care less now because I'm not focused on it, but it used to pain me quite a bit to see so many resources pushed that were fraught with misinformation, or that, you know, just weren't as robust as they could have potentially been. And while there are many creators doing beautiful jobs on beginner witchcraft advice, and everyone can bring something unique to the conversation, I really want to do something that's a little bit more standalone, something that could be a richer resource. And yes, well, that's exactly right. A little folk magic, a little hands-on witchcraft. It's all well and good to tell people which books to read and which blogs to read, and that's something that I'm going to do as well. but it would be nicer to go a bit more beyond that. And sometimes all you need when you're starting something is a little solid guidance, someone who's going to stay with you for a bit and have a little conversation with you and help you out, and then let you go at it alone. It's overwhelming these days. It wasn't as hard back in the 90s because the number of resources that were being produced on the subject of witchcraft were few and far between. So you didn't have to battle through the sea of books, and then blogs weren't really a thing, and YouTube definitely wasn't a thing. And so it was a lot easier for the 90s witches and any generation before that. But now it's become more complicated because there are many influencers involved. There are many, many books. There are many new publishing houses as well. The face of witchcraft, the landscape of witchcraft has changed, and there is so much to consider. And so it's really nice to be able to offer another side of the coin. While there's plenty of stuff out there on neo-pagan witchcraft, that doesn't interest me as much as traditional forms of witchcraft, folk magical practices, the old ways. I'm interested in really rooting myself in a more it's not even traditional, it's just in a more pagan-esque type of practice. And that's something that's important to mention as well, because and I think it was Thorn Mooney that said it the other day, like there is a stream of neo witchcraft, for instance, modern witchcraft, and that, and the pagan seems to be removed from it. So like the connection to the earth, the old ways, that desire to really root oneself into the world of spirits of place, folk magical practices, and so on and so forth, like the really earthy type of magic that was very, very old school. And yeah, so I'm that's where my interest pool lies. Like I love folk magic. Folk magic is like where it's at for me. And I've never really been a proponent of like more high magical techniques, and or even grimoire style magical techniques. I find it very fascinating and beautiful as well, but that's not really where it is for me. I like something that's a little bit more grassroots, a little bit more close to home, something that you can actually pass on to another person, something that is practical. And for that reason, yeah, I'd like to offer something a little bit more robust in that department. So I'm going to go wash my hands now because I've got honey all over this one and I can't touch anything. I'm certainly not going to put honey on my altar, on the rest of my altar, or on my beautiful tarot cards. That is it. So yeah, I'm thinking about doing a little series on that for a bit and then see how I go with some daily vlogs again. But at the moment, I'm just trying to collect my thoughts. I've had a lot of musings to do. I did turn 40 and I kind of feel a little bit more, what's the word? Capable. Capable is, I think, the word. And I've got a lot of things that I need to accomplish in terms of my tarot deck, which is a work in progress. It's been stunted by something to do with the printer at the moment, and that is just fucking me off so badly because I have people rapping at my door at the moment going, where is it? Where is it? And I'm like, I would like to know that myself. I would like to know why it is that it is not being printed yet. Like, that's what I would like to know. So that's where we're at the moment. It's been busy. So thought I'd check in with you. Hope you're all doing well. I will touch base with you again soon. You can expect to see some things from me, at least on YouTube, but I can't promise any daily vlogs just yet. As soon as I've caught up on a lot of the things that I want to create, then I may look at doing daily vlogs. But if I don't go back to doing daily vlogs, I would actually like to have something called an upload schedule where people who are much more organized than I am, of course, organize their videos. Like they can actually commit to, I uploads on Tuesdays and I uploads on Wednesdays and so on and so forth. So I would like to be able to do something like that and just offer a little bit of value. Throw a vlog in there every so often, just to keep things spicy. We'll see how we go anyway. Feel free to comment on what you would prefer and I will try my best to honor that. And yeah, all right, well, I'll touch base with you guys soon. Make sure you're looking after each other very, very well. Keep commenting, keep thumbs upping, keep encouraging me. I released a little post this morning in regards to content, because I'm looking at streamlining my content specifically for my beautiful subscribers, my beautiful family here on YouTube. And I want to know what it is that you like to see, so that I can create content that is optimized to your liking. That's what's most important now. So I want to get a little bit more personal. I want to get to know people a little bit better. And I want to be able to offer content that, that is desired by those who are here and who are watching and supporting my channel, those who go through the trouble of commenting. And because I'm almost near 13,000 subscribers, I would like to launch my giveaway, which is complete now. And I'm also going to be doing a little something extra. So as soon as that ticks over, you can expect to see a live announcement from me. So there we have it. Much love and